few points of the morning. Proponent says duality does not exist. So, non-apprehension of Brahman will be there, that is removed by negating what are all superimposed. What you see through sense organs and what you understand through mind. These are all the things that are superimposed, that everything is negated by neti neti. Though explained it, it is repeated, seeing the subtle nature of Brahman. After removing the superimposition, the intellectual aspirant understands it as homogeneous, immovable, unchangeable, is the real nature of Brahman. Understand? Birth of that which exists only through Maya takes the birth. Which is already existing, that you say Atmanan Brahman, that alone takes the birth through Maya. If rope is there, then only you can see the snake. But the creation or the birth is not in reality. Self is existing, though incomprehensible, can have birth in the form of universe through Maya, like the rope on the snake on the rope. That which is already existing is reborn. That is only through superimposition, Maya, like that they say. Nasate vidyate bhavaha. Nasato vidyate bhavaha. The thing that is not existing cannot take birth. Or an object which is not there, that it cannot come into existence. It is without any nature. Now the opponent is asking, when you say it is homogeneous and then it is unchangeable, all these things you are telling, you are negating everything. It is not having any nature by itself. So, it is without any nature. So, he says, it cannot be the cause. It cannot be the cause for universe because it is not having any nature by itself. Then he says, Sato asato va janma yogat. Nato tatvatah eva atmano janma yujyate. In the last para it said, but it is illogical to hold any creation as proceeding from the self in the real sense. Same thing he is telling here. He says, Sato asato va janma ayogat. Sat is a thing which is existing in the relative world. And asat is a thing which is not existing in the relative world. So, in both the ways, sato, asato va, janma yogat, that is, creation cannot be. Now he is explaining sato, asato, he told in the sub-commentary, in both the ways, creation cannot be there. Now he is dividing the both. Sataha is the fifth case ending, from. So if you take it as this fifth case ending, then he is explaining the instrumental cause, from. And sataha, if you take as sixth case ending, it should be the material cause. Rajñaha Purushaha. That is, this particular person belongs to the king. So, this belonging and the connection and the union between the king and the person, we say with this sixth case. Purushasya, Rajñaha Purushaha. Rajñaha is, this person belongs to king. So, this we say in the Sanskrit with the sixth case. Now, sataha, if we explain as the sixth case, then it will be material cause, he says. So, sataha, he is dividing for the creation the same consciousness is both the instrumental cause as well as material cause. So, how we can understand? Only one thing you are telling, sataha. Because the sub-commentator told, sato asato va. Now if you take sataha in the fifth case, then it will be instrumental cause. And sataha, if you take is as sixth case, it will be the material cause. Then he says, sato vidyamanasya vastuno rajvadeha sarpadivat mayaya janma yujyate. Now, first what he says, sato asato va, na janma. No creation, no birth. But again what he says, sato vidyamanasya vastuno rajvade sarpadvat maya janma yujyate. Just as a snake can be born from an existing thing like a rope, what he says, possibly through maya, but not in reality. So too, the self that is existent, though incomprehensible, can have birth in the form of the universe through maya, like a snake, illusory, seen on a rope. He says, fifth case is called ablative case. Sixth case, genitive case. So through that, now sataha he told. Where from he has taken that word? From the commentary. Athava sato vidyamanasya. Sata is the word that which is existing. From an existing thing, there can be a birth or creation through illusion. Because rope is there, then only you can see the snake. As the rope snake Again he says, though the self is incomprehensible, but it is existing, that with illusion is taking the form of the world. So, birthlessness is there. It is not having any birth. Huh? But again you are telling birth is there, creation is there, it has created the world. How do you reconcile? You are talking and at the same time telling, I am not having a tongue in my mouth. Against. Without mouth, without the tongue, how can you talk? So this is the question raised by the opponent. Then he says, Yasya. Yasya punha paramatma. Now this portion is over. Again I will read. Just as a snake can be born from an existing thing like a rope, possibly through Maya, but not in reality. In reality, the Atman is not changing. So too the self that is existent, though incomprehensible, can have birth in the form of universe through Maya, like a snake illusory seen on a rope. But in reality, self that is unborn cannot have any birth. Up to this, page 437, first line is over. Now, the opponent has raised a question. You say it is birthless, and again you are having a birth. For that he says, Yasya punha paramartha sad ajam atma tattvam jagat rupena jayate vadino nahi tasya ajam jayate iti sekyam bhaktum virodhat. As regards the disputant who argues that unborn self supremely real takes birth in the form of the universe, he cannot assert that the birthless is born, as it implies a contradiction. That is the question. You are telling it is birthless, and again it is born. So the contradiction is there, that the opponent already told. Consequently, he should admit that what is born already is reborn. What is born already? We say the Atman is birthless. So, which is already having a birth in the sense, which is existing already. This much we have to take the meaning. These circumstances under which the birth occurs from what is already born will lead to ad infinitum. If you say birth occurs from what is already born, if you take in the relative sense, a thing is taking birth from a particular thing. Then that one is taking from another. So it goes to anavastha ad infinitum. It will lead to, therefore, it becomes proved that the self, the reality, is but unborn and one. You can say that which is already existing before, through ignorance, through illusion, it is seen otherwise. Only one consciousness is there, all pervading in everybody and everywhere. And that, due to illusion, due to the individual ignorance, the world is superimposed. Why? Because we don't see in samadhi and sleep the world. That's why we say it is unreal and it is superimposed according to the non-dualism. If you experience the oneness, then only you will get the highest happiness, which is within you, the bliss absolute. The happiness which we see in the world is momentary. And you are having the highest bliss within you, as the consciousness, as the Atman, as the Brahman, as the God. I am Atma Brahma. So, if you want that, then, you see, you should understand that the world is unreal, it is superimposed. The moment you think that the world is real, you are behind it and you lose the bliss absolute. Huh? Now again he is telling, now there are two types of opponents. One is the Buddhist and another is followers of logic, Bauddha and Vaisheshika. What they say, the cause is not there before the effect. Cause is not there. That means, before the creation, there is nothing like Almighty God or consciousness, Brahman, something like that. They are called Asat Karyavadi. What they are called? We are called Satkaryavadi. Satkaryavadi, the cause exists even before the effect. As we see, we want yogurt, we take milk. That it is the effect. But we know it is there in the milk. And we want a pot. We take the clay, but we are not going to take the sand from the beach to prepare a pot. You cannot prepare. It is not there. So, whatever the effect you want, that you know well, it is there in the cause. So, we are called Satkaryavadi. By that, what you are going to prove? He says, we always say that the world is unreal. So, it is the effect. Some cause should be there. That we call consciousness, Atman, Brahman, God. So, we are called, Advaitins are called Satkaryavadi. But these two, the Bauddhas and Vaisheshikas, they are Asatkaryavadi, before creation. The cause before creation, he says, is not there. And what you say is not correct. He is telling the proponent, the follower of non-dualism, what you say is not correct. And what you want to tell? Cause is not there before creation. Cause is not there before creation. Why? You see, he says, there is no vyapti, accompaniment is not there. Accompaniment? Accompaniment is vyapti. We already discussed this. When smoke is there, we infer fire is there. If fire is not there, smoke also is not there. So this is called accompaniment. Universal accompaniment is called vyapti. He says, what you say for that, this accompaniment is not there. They accept creation from Asat. that the cause is not there before. In reality or in unreality, tattvataha atattvataha, there cannot be birth from non-existent thing. From non-existing thing, there cannot be birth. Illustration is given. Now, you follow the 28th Karika. Before that, I think we have finished this one, English reading as regards. I think we have finished. As regards the disputant, this we have finished. The asato maya janma tattvato naivijyate vandhya putro na tattvena maya vapi jati. The birth of that which is non-existent cannot occur either through maya or in reality. Now, who is the opponent? Bauddha and Vaisheshika. What he says? From non-existent, the creation has come. And what he says? What you are telling is not correct, because the universal acceptance is not there, accompaniment is not there. Then the proponent is giving the answer. What he says? The birth of that which is non-existent cannot occur either through maya or in reality. For a son of a barren woman cannot be born either through maya or in reality. Asat in the relative world is used for a thing that which is not existing, like the son of a barren woman, sky flower, horn of the hare, all these things. Now, he is still explaining. Asadvadinam asato bhavasya maya tattvato va na kathanchana janma yujyate addushtatvat. Birth of a thing that is non-existent is not possible in any manner for those who hold that everything is unreal, for we see no such thing in experience. In experience, we never see from the unreal thing, that which is non-existing. From that we don't see anything coming out. Even if you say that a magician is there, he is producing so many things, then how can you say? Then he is there. He is the instrumental as well as the material cause for the magic. The magician is the instrumental cause as well as the material cause for the magic. In the same way, but from an unreal thing, asat, how can you say? But they accept like that. For we see no such thing in experience. Never is born a barren woman's son, either through maya or in reality. Therefore, the idea implied is that the theory of non-existence does not hold good. Theory of non-existence means asat karyavada. That is, before creation, there is nothing. Then, but in your doctrine, you accept Ishvara. But you are accepting, how you are accepting? See, he says, if a pot is there, a potter should be there to make the pot. So since we see the world through inference, we accept Ishvara, he says. Not by scriptures. But through inference. We do say that Ishvara is there, because he has created such a big world. But before creation is not there. That is our theory. Vaisheshikas, Bauddhas, they call Sunyavadi, everything is void, everything is momentary, things are not there outside, things are not there inside, all these things they say. Objects are not there. No birth from a non-existing thing in reality or unreality. It cannot become effect. A thing which is not is there, it cannot be the cause for the effect. Why? Adhishtatvat. In day-to-day experience, we don't see anything that is coming from a non-existing thing. Adhishtatvat is taking that nahi vandhya putraha. We never see the son of a barren one. In reality, or either through Maya or in reality. Now, our pontiff gives the illustration. He says, no, in the world we do see the son of a barren woman. How is it possible? He says, many couples we do see, after marriage, 20 years, 25 years, they don't get any issues, children. Then they go to doctor, do something, all nowadays everything is possible. And they take the seminar from somebody and all this, you all know well. And she is having a son. So what they call the barren woman is having a son. What is the meaning of barren woman? Not when the son, how she will be called a barren woman? So it goes against the logic. But he says, they do say, and actually, if you take the real meaning, there is no son for a barren woman, in Maya or in reality. Then he asks, we are asatkarivadi, that cause is not there before effect. What do you say? We say we are satkarivadi. A thing which is already there, that only can take birth through Maya, through illusion. Again, he is telling, yatha swapne dvayabhasam spandate mayaya manaha. Tatha jagrad dvayabhasam spandate mayaya manaha. As in dream, the mind vibrates through Maya as though with dual roles. What are these dual roles? The seer and that is which is seen. The knower and the knowing things, known. This. So in the waking state, the mind vibrates through Maya as though with dual roles. Now, here he says, Manaspandana is there, mind is vibrating. Just in the presence of the consciousness. That is why the followers of non-dualism, they say the mind is an inert thing. Mind is an inert thing. But it vibrates when in the presence of consciousness. That's why we don't see a dead body raging and beating somebody. Why? Mind is not there. Subtle body is not there, it went away. But Atman is there. We already discussed the consciousness is there. What are the qualities of the consciousness? Swarupa Lakshana. Existence, knowledge, bliss, or happiness. A dead body is there. It is seen by the eagles, crows. They feel very happy while eating. So happiness is there. It is existing. So what are these three qualities? It is the qualities of the consciousness, Brahman. But after some time, you won't see the body, only you see the skeleton. Because they cannot take away the skeleton, the eagles and other things, they leave it. But, see, in India, there is a river that is called Narmada. So, if you put the bones there, within few days, they become stones. Now you see. That's why they worship. You take any stone from the river Narmada, they consider it as Lord Shiva. And they worship. That is, in Shaligrama, they worship Vishnu. This is called Narmadeshwar. And if you can see, some of the stones are half stone and half bone. This also you can see. The bone turning into that. What power is there in the water, only God knows. And we know the Ganges water. You keep it for any number of days, any number of months, it is as it is, not spoiled. You keep ordinary water in a bottle and see after a few days, all the algae, fungus will be there. Now he says, Yatha swapne dvaya bhasam spandate maya manaha. As in the dream, the mind vibrates through Maya as though with the dual role. So in the waking state, the mind vibrates through Maya as though with the dual roles. The very existence that I am talking, the very existence makes the mind vibrate. The existing thing is not changing. The consciousness of the Atman, it is not changing. But it makes others drink and dance. Mind. By its very presence, mind vibrates, it says. Now, for this one illustration I gave, now where is the sun? Far away. And we see the sun rays falling on the earth. We feel the heat. Now, in some places, the rays are not there inside. Even then we feel the heat. The sun is there somewhere. Rays are falling out. And the abha, its light is coming inside. And we feel hot. That's why when the windows are opened, after the sunrise, most of the people, they say, put off the lights. Sunrise is there. Sun, where is the sun? Somewhere. Rays are outside. Light is coming inside. We, in the same way, the Atman which is within you, it is not changing. Sun is not coming and heating you. In the same way, the Atman is not changing. just by its presence, the mind gets the light. It is reflecting. Mind takes the reflection. Mind takes the reflection and starts acting. It vibrates. So, in no way there is the change in the consciousness. If at all, if there is a change, it cannot be real. It cannot be real. So we say the consciousness, the Atman, the Brahman is real. He is within you and you are not different from that. But not taking into consideration this gross body or subtle body. Something is there. So simply he says, as in dream, the mind vibrates through Maya. So, where we have started, a dead body is there. There also Atman is there. But name and form, they disappear very quickly. After the complete change of name and form, the existence of the world is removed. As long as the name and form is there, that we say world is real. But it is constantly changing. Now I told you, see, the bones are changing into the stones. So now you will call it a stone or a bone. Those who can see half bone and half stone, then only they can say the bone is changing into stone. And afterwards, no bone, only stone. In the same way, the name and forms are changing. And we already discussed many times that a changing thing is not permanent. That's all. So, mind is changing, body is changing, senses are changing. But one thing is there as the witness in you, which is not changing. You are the same person. You were there before 60 years as a boy. Now also you are the same person. Huh? I am that I am. But there is no change in the I. Where is the change? In the matter, in the body. So, in the same way, the mind, which is an inert thing, it is taking the reflection of the Atman, which is all pervading, which is everywhere. Then it starts vibrating. The very vibration is called, as in dream the mind vibrates through Maya as though with jewel rolls, so in the waking state the mind vibrates through Maya as though with jewel rolls. So in the waking state, we don't recognize that's all. We become united with the mind and say, I. Now he says, duality is there in waking state and the dream state, but it is only the imagination of the mind. Now again is coming. How? If you say the duality is the imagination of the mind, how? Katham punaha sato mayaya eva janma. How does then birth occur to the existent through Maya alone, that is being said through the Karika, as in dream the mind vibrates through Maya. Now further he is going. Now, he says, the opponent says, what he says? You are telling mind is vibrating and it is taking the reflection of consciousness, which you call Atman. So, you do accept something besides the mind and you say it is real. Now, as the consciousness is real, so I say the mind is also is real. See how he asks. Huh? Then uchyate. It is only the vibration. If the mind is real, why it should change? A changing thing is not permanent. Mind is changing always. At times you say, I am very happy. And after sometimes they say, I am in difficulties. I am in sorrow. Where from it is coming? From the mind. And who is recording? The experience and the remembrance of the mind. Who is recording? Consciousness. So, we have to accept. Because it is changing, it is not real, that's what he says. Then he is giving the illustration of the dream. In the dream, you are alone and you are seeing, you are creating. You are the experiencer, but everything is within you. And after getting up, you say, what you say? Dream is not there. In the dream state, you don't say, but after waking up, oh, it is also imaginary. It is only illusion. It is mithya. It is not there. But who has seen the dream? He is existing. In the same way, the seeing or the seer of the waking state and the dream state is there, or the sleeping state. So we say that the stages are waking states, waking state, dream state, sleeping state. States are changing. The experiencer is not changing. Do you think after sleeping and waking up you have become something else? You never think. I slept, I woke up. I slept well. Yatha rajvam vikalpitha sarpo rajrupena avekshamaṇah san evam manah paramartha vignaptyatma rupena avekshamaṇam sat grahya-grahaka rupena dvayabhasam spandate swapne maya rajvamiva sarpaha. Rajvamiva sarpaha in waking state. As you see a snake on the rope, so there also a thing, substratum base is there, basis is there, and on that you see the snake. So you are there as the witness, as the seer, and you see the dream. In both the places, it is only the vibration of the mind. Just as the snake falsely observed in a rope is real when seen as rope. Similarly, when you see the rope, you say rope is real. Similarly, the mind is real when seen as the self, which is supremely real consciousness. So mind is not separate. what we have discussed, mind merges in consciousness. That is telling which is supremely real consciousness. In dream, the mind vibrates through Maya. Then, where from this Maya has come in the dream? Question may be there. That is nothing but your own vibrations, your own impressions. That is your own impressions which you have taken in your last birth or previous births and in this present birth. What are all the impressions you have taken from the waking state? That all the impressions are there. Those things only you are seeing as dream. Nothing is newly created. Then he says, Apurva we are seeing, something new we are seeing. It is mixing of the impressions. Something past, something present, something that side, something this side. Somebody's head, somebody's tail, somebody's leg, somebody's hand. All mixing impressions you see. So you see it is Apurva. But you must have seen a hand, you must have seen a leg, you must have seen the head, you must have seen the tail. Without seeing.
Swamiji, when we say that something is real, we mean that it does exist and it is permanent. It exists?
No.
No.
Something is existing, it is seen, it gives happiness. These three things goes with Brahman or Atman. But the name and form are changing. It goes with the world. So, whenever we say, we take, if we take the only the existing thing, but thing is not there, existence is there. So that we call Atma. And now, somebody says, I have not seen Brahman. I have not experienced God. Then, what the scripture asks, are you existing or not? Yes, I am existing. That very existence is no other than Brahman. So, after realization, I am Atma Brahma, because this consciousness is which is within you, it is Brahman. You have to go to that extent. Which extent? I am the creator, I am the sustainer, I am the dissolver. As Vamdeva says, Aham Manur Abhavam, Aham Suryaha. That is, I, the small I becomes big I, all-pervading I. I is there. That we call only the existing thing. Existence is due to the Atman. But only in relative sense you can say something is existing. And that is Swarupa Lakshana we say. But what is the real thing? That only by negation. We will get into it, neti. You negate everything, whatever is there. Wherefrom you are negating, the basis is called Atma. But you cannot show it, you cannot talk of it, you cannot imagine. Then, how to conclude? You have to experience. No other go.
Swamiji said right now that real thing, only by negation.
Ah.
But when we want to show that something is unreal,
Hmm.
is this done by affirmation?
By negation.
Also by negation.
By negation.
So both real and unreal by negation.
We negate the unreal. That concludes that something is there real. If we are negating the world by neti, then where from you are negating? Who are the negator? That is Atman, that is Brahman. So, by negating the unreal, you are concluding the reality of the Atman. But because it is beyond speech and mind, they say through negation. You cannot tell, this is Atman. This is Atman, you cannot tell that. But at the same time, you experience. That is why previously also I told, we are experiencing so many things which are not having any form. The old age, the death, the hunger, the thirst, the ether, the breeze. What form they are having? No form, but we are experiencing. And the sweetness, and the sourness, we do experience. Can you explain it through words? How much sweetness it is there? What to tell? It is sweet. Sweetness, your mind has experienced, so your mind is having an impression of the sweetness. But how much sweetness? How do you explain? This much you say. What is the time? It comes like that. So, the experience in the mind, you cannot put completely into the speech and words. So, the experiencer is there. That is the reality.
Last thing on this.
No, that is all right.
Can we say that if something cannot be negated,
Ah.
it is real?
That which cannot be negated is real. Because we are not negating our own existence. So what is our existence? As consciousness, we are real. From the standpoint of the absolute, everybody is real, everybody is Brahman, everybody is God. But in the relative, it becomes topsy-turvy. In dream, the mind vibrates through Maya like a snake that appears on a rope, possessed of dual roles, of the cognizer and of the object of cognized. In the same manner, the mind vibrates in the waking state through Maya. In the waking state also. But here, he has defined this particular word Maya many times. The sense attachments, he says it is Maya. What you see, that is not real. What you see, it is not real. What you don't see, that is real. We see the sun as a small football-like size. But how many times it is bigger than the earth? So, what you see, rather to say, it is transitory, it is momentary. What you see, it is changing and it is going away. Oh, such and such person was here in the last time when I came. Oh, he passed away. Where is he? He's far. He's not. So, it is transitory, it is passing away. It is not real. When your own body is not real, it is not permanent, how can you say this world is permanent? It is real. You imagine that it is real. You imagine that I will stay forever, so I am doing this, that. That he says it is delusion. Advayancha dvayabhasam manah swapne na samsayah. Advayancha dvayabhasam tatha jagran na samsayah. There can be no doubt that the non-dual mind alone appears in dream in dual roles. Similarly, in the waking state too, the non-dual mind appears to possess dual roles. Now he says, see, one is telling non-duality, and again he says mind. And already he told the mind is unreal. Now he is combining both. Then immediately the opponent catches him. Mind is there, Atman is there, so duality you are accepting. See, if you accept mind and Brahman, duality is there. Then he says, with the illustration, he is refuting Advayam. There can be no doubt that the non-dual mind alone appears in dream and in dual roles. Now, he is dividing the illustration. In the illustration, there is only one consciousness as rope. That you are seeing as snake. So, grahya grahaka bhavaha, the feeling of receiver and received is there. That is only mind. Where is there this receiver and received? Something you have received, and some receiver is there. So where is that? It is in the mind. Mind that vibrates, it seems to be dual. Without the basis, adhisthana, mind cannot exist. Mind cannot exist without the consciousness, which is called adhisthana, the basis, the support. So, you do say, I am existing, but your existence, you combine with so many things. At times with body, I am very old, I am very young, I am very black, I am the black monkey, like this, so many things you say. When you identify with the body, and at times you identify yourself with the mind, I know everything, I am very intelligent, all these things, I can understand all the scriptures. So, now you are identifying with the mind. And at times, you identify yourself with the senses. I am deaf, I am blind. All these things you say. So, you do accept the existence, but you mix it with the unreal thing. Similarly, in waking state, he says, only one Atman is there. In both the states, there is no difference is there. In waking as well as in dream, it is the support on that through illusion, mind is oscillating because of illusion, because of the attachment of the objects, because of the attachment of the body, mind and senses. The mind is vibrating, he says. Because in samadhi, mind is not vibrating. In sleep, mind is not vibrating. Then where your world is there? Where it has gone? It has gone to its father's house. Where is the world? Then if it is real, it should always exist. As you are the seer, you are existing. even in dream, even in sleep, even in samadhi. So, only the scriptures say only one thing is real. Everything is changing. It is not real, it is unreal. Because you are seeing the duality in the relative plane, you cannot accept both. The mind is also real and Atman also is real. The mind is taking the power, the light from the consciousness which you call Atman. Rajju-rupena sarpaiva paramarthata atma-rupena advayam sadvayabhasam mana swapnena samse. Nahi swapne hasyadigrahyam tadgrahakam va chakshuradi-dvayam vijnana vitireke nasti. Jagradapi tathaiva ityartaha. आगे क्या है? See, Paramartha Pa is not here. Rama is there. Rama becomes a woman. But Paramartha is the absolute. See how much change if one letter is not there. Paramartha sadvijnana matra avisheshat. There can be no doubt that just as the snake is real in its form as the rope, so also. So what is real? Rope, not the snake. So also the mind that is non-dual in its form as the self, from the realist point of view, appears in dual roles in dream. In dream, it appears as dual. In the highest sense, the mind that vibrates as though dual in dream is undoubtedly non-dual in its aspect as the self. When only one thing is there, when the mind dissolves, in the sleep, it is dissolving, taking the outer cover of ignorance. What is the limiting agent in the dream, in the sleep? It is ignorance. That ignorance is dissolved in samadhi. Bas. Then you are one with the Atman. Even as a rope that appears as a snake is real, it is non-dual as rope. As separated from consciousness, there cannot be two things in dream, namely elephants, etc., that are seen and eyes, etc., that see them. Similarly, is the case in the waking state. In dream, two things are not there. Only one thing is there. The seer is real. What is seen is unreal. Same thing you follow here also. What is seen is unreal. The seer alone is real. Since in both the states there is only one consciousness that is real in the highest sense, that is the meaning. So he says, that is the meaning. రెండు మూడు పేజీలు అయ్యాయా? మూడు అయ్యాయి. The days are becoming less and the portion is becoming more and more. Previously, first we have calculated is 4.5 pages in a day we have to finish. Then it has come to 5. Now it is coming to 6. So 6 pages if you complete in a day, then we can finish our subject. It is all right. Only we will go little faster as far as possible. But if the sub-commentary is more, then we cannot run. Then you will see what will happen.